Roy, how's everyone after the match yesterday?
Yeah, good. No problem. A pretty decent game. A good tempo, good attitude from both teams. 0-0 was the score, obviously. So happy with the clean sheet. Everyone got 45 minutes. Obviously, Barron, Wes, and John Walters who came in yesterday. So no, it was definitely worthwhile.
Harry Arter looked pretty impressive in training in the open session the last day. How did you find him in the game?
No, Harry done well. He's had a really good season. He's obviously fairly upbeat, as you'd expect. And no, we're delighted. He's settled really well into the squad. Technically very good. Can deal with the ball. Done well yesterday. And I'm sure he'll be looking to get involved, obviously, on Sunday. So Harry's a good player. And obviously, the higher you go up different levels, obviously you've got to be able to deal with the ball. And he certainly does that. So hopefully he'll have a big part to play for us.
And even though he was out with injury, David McGoldrick, he looks pretty sharp at the moment as well.
Yeah, we're delighted to have him back involved. He's had a difficult few months with injuries, and obviously probably the disappointment with Ipswich missing out towards the end. But again, gives us something a little bit different. And he's brought something different to the squad. A nice lad. I've seen him obviously playing a few times. Of course, the manager has, and he's certainly a goal threat. He probably lacks a little bit of match sharpness. Again, had 45 minutes yesterday, and he'll definitely feel the benefits of that. And I'm sure if he's involved on Sunday, hopefully he'll be a good goal threat for us. Because he's a bit different to the other strikers we have, you know, he brings something different to the party.
Roy, in terms of team selection, will you and Martin be looking to use Sunday as, I suppose, a dress rehearsal for the Scottish game?
Yeah, we'll see over the next year too. Obviously, we need to see how players respond to yesterday. Some lads need minutes under their belt. We've all said it, and obviously the manager said it's a very important game, but the priority is the following weekend. We need to take stock of John Walters. John came in yesterday. Obviously, you see Wes is doing a little bit today. So we'll have a look at it over the next, no doubt, 24 hours. But it's a game we're looking forward to. I think it's a really good game for us before the Scotland match. I think there'll be a good edge to it for a friendly. And obviously the feeling we got the last few days, I think the players know that there's obviously places up for grabs. And there's a lot to play for on Sunday, definitely.
Well, there's been a lot of stories, obviously, about FIFA this last few days. Can you just ask you?
No, do you know what? No, not today. I'm not in the mood for all that stuff today. If you want to ask me about the games coming up and the players we have, no problem. But I'm not going into the FIFA stuff. I'm here to work with the players and focus on the games coming up. So I'm not going there with that one.
What about the FAI aspect to it, Roy?
No, well, it's the same answer to that. You know, I'm the assistant manager. I'm here to work with the players, help the team get ready for Sunday. We've had a few nice days already. It's crunch time coming up for us, so that's all. That's the only focus for me over the next.
Distraction?
And isn't he always? No, no. I'm here to. As I said, this is the last time I'm going to say it. I'm here to. If you want to talk about the games coming up, no problem. If you don't want to talk about the games, I'll leave you to it. No problem.
Roy, given what happened 20 years ago, how significant is this game, not just for football, but in terms of the politics of it all?
Well, again, not necessarily about the politics, but just it's a good game for us to look forward to. You know, if you're a footballing person, it's a good game for the players. The preparation for obviously the Scotland game, England obviously a lot of good players. So have we. But I wouldn't be one for looking too far back. Again, it's all about looking forward to the games coming up. The priority is trying to get the team right, get a good edge to us for Sunday. I'm pretty sure it'll be a decent atmosphere. And in preparation for what is our priorities, trying to get a result against Scotland. But you can tell everyone's looking forward to it, all the players. And yeah, we can't wait. But in terms of what happened 20 years ago, you've got to try and look forward to the game coming up. England, you obviously want to turn them over.
Roy, do you think when you think back to when you were a player, do the players nowadays, do you think still feel they want to get up for a game against England as maybe?
Yeah, I would have thought so. I would have thought so. I missed obviously the game that was mentioned, but I played against England on the 21 level. But yeah, England no doubt will bring something. You know, there'll be an edge obviously, and you'd have to ask the players. But if you're asking me to what the players' mindset is, yeah, they'll want to play against England. They'll want to beat them. They'll want to do well. There'll be lads who obviously know each other at club level, and England have got some very good players. So the obvious one, I don't think we could have picked a better game the week before we play Scotland. I think it's the ideal preparation, really good edge to it, no doubt, be good tempo, hopefully good pace to it. Big test for our players. But obviously the feeling we get from the group is no doubt they're looking forward to it, and they should do. You know, we've got some good players as well, and Yeah, can't wait.
Do you think, Roy, there's a possibility this England team could really go far in the European Championship now?
Obviously, they have to qualify first. Yeah, well, there's always up pressure on England whenever they qualify for a major tournament. The expectation is high, but I won't be worried too much, about what England are trying to do over the next few months. Obviously, the priority for us, what we're paid to do, is trying to do well for Ireland. But yeah, there's always pressure on England, no doubt, to get results, and there's always media pressure. But they've got some good players. But again, the mindset from our point of view is just work with our lads, see if we can get the best out of our lads for Sunday, and make sure we're certainly peaking the following week against Scotland, because that's important, because we have lads maybe lacking match sharpness. Lads have had two or three weeks break. Different mindsets coming into the group. Lads have had really good seasons, big pluses like Harry Arthur getting promoted, disappointing for lads in playoffs, Shea losing the cup final. So we just got to get the balance right to make sure that come Scotland, we're peaking at the right time.
Is there a concern that gap, as you say, that maybe players haven't played at the intensity for a while going into the Scotland?
No, me personally, I'm not too worried about it, because there's nothing we can do about it. The way the league campaigns are panned out and the way the clubs, the seasons have taken shape has nothing to do with us. What I've seen, again, we've had the game yesterday was ideal. Obviously players still a bit rusty. If you've had 2-3 weeks off, maybe even a touch longer, it does take a few days to get back in the swing of things. Even from us, from a coaching point of view, you've not been coaching for 1 or 2 months, back on the training pitch, just getting a feel for things. So no, it's not keeping me awake at night. No, it's just getting ready for the game. As I said, the game yesterday was really good. Good attitude from both teams. Obviously, the England game will take care of itself, and again, we just got to make sure we're peaking next Saturday. That's what it's all about.
Do you think English players respect Irish footballers and the Irish
Yeah,
team?
absolutely. Yeah.
Also, in your own time as a player, was that the case?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Of course, I think you obviously you look at our players, the Robbie Keane, the Shea Gibbons, and there's I think that I have total respect for our players. Absolutely.
Would you like to see, Roy, these type of games be reintroduced more regularly into your fixtures?
Yeah, I think it would be good, but obviously it's very difficult with the calendar, the amount of games players are playing. I think it'd be difficult, but the way we look at it this week, we played the North, we're playing England and Scotland, so we'll no doubt enjoy that. But to try and have it a regular every year or two, I think it'd be very difficult for players. Very, very difficult. But we'll see.
Right, I know you're probably sick about talking about him, but are you still hopeful that Jack Grealish will look for Ireland?
From my experience working with Jack's a really good kid, absolutely good kid. He's still got a lot to do in the game. He's obviously got a big decision to make. I think whatever decisions he makes will be the right one, and you'd wish him well. I think if he picked Ireland, I think he'd love it here. But you got to respect the boy's decision, whatever he does. As I said, really nice kid, and obviously a lot of people are commenting on the situation. Please God, he comes and plays for Ireland. But if he doesn't, we wish him well. But we also have to again focus on the players who are here, who are getting ready for the big games coming up, and hopefully the Jack situation will take care of itself over the next few months. So that would be my take on it. But really nice kid, really, he's got a lot to do, and he's still learning. Obviously a lot of potential for the player, and that's what it is at the moment. And I think from Jack's point of view, if he came and played for Ireland, I think he'd love it. I think he'd enjoy the players. He's obviously enjoyed it underage level. I enjoyed working with him at Villa. Really nice kid. People have been too hard on him lately, and if he comes and plays for us, brilliant. But if he goes and plays with England, then you got to respect the decision. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant. You got to accept it.
Were you impressed with his Villa performance, Roy?
Well, I was impressed with Jack. From obviously, I was lucky enough to work with him at close quarters at Villa, and he's a talented kid. But as usual, the media interest, and not just the Irish, obviously, but in England, is that they like to build these kids up really before they've done too much in the game. And Jack has a lot to do, yeah, but he's got the potential, and we'll see over the next few months and years how he progresses. It'd be great if he was with us. If not, then we'll just get on with it. That's just, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Do players get annoyed, Roy, about headlines in the build-up to a game like this being dominated by people running the game rather than exploits?
No, I don't think so.
Would you
No, honestly, I wouldn't have thought so. I think they've got other more important things to worry about. You know, the players aren't in control of any of that stuff, who's running the game and what's going on or what's supposed to be going on. The players have enough on their plates getting focused. And the fact we basically, 3 games in 9-10 days just takes care of itself. You're either focusing on the game or you're getting your recovery, like today. And before we know it, we're into the England game and would have been an early kick-off. It's Sunday where you're bang into it. You're not hanging around all day. And then the Scotland game. No, I'd be surprised. I know if I was a player at the moment, all that was going on, it wouldn't concern me too much. You'd have to get your priorities right, and that is getting focused for a big game of international football, where there's a lot at stake for everybody. And again, the feeling from the group is that, put it this way, we've not even discussed it. 1 or 2 chats with the staff, but when we're chatting with the players, it doesn't come into it.
Do you think they ever feel like we're the guys that people pay the money in the gates, that the TV money is all for, that, why can't these guys run the game properly?
Oh, well, I think all the players are generally getting looked after anyway. What you'd find with most players, that once they're getting paid on a regular basis by their clubs, and they're all, I'm sure, getting well looked after, nah. As I said, I don't think it's a big issue with the players. But you'd have to ask the players. But from from the few days I've had with the players, again, it's not been discussed. It's not even come into conversation.
Should players or ex-players not have more of a say, Roy, do you think, in the way the game?
Oh, God knows, God knows. As I said, I'm an ex-player, but I'm involved in coaching, so I can't complain. I'm working with the players, enjoying that. And the priority this week, like I keep saying, is to try and get results against England, and obviously the qualifier against Scotland, which again we're all looking forward to. Can't wait. But
you had your own issues with Jack Warner when you were manager of Sunderland back in 2000.
I've had issues with everybody. I'm here. If you want to talk about the games, no problem. If you want to talk about all the other stuff, you're talking to the wrong man.
Well, just ask you about James McCarthy. The game against Poland, he seemed to really maybe sort of impose himself on the match in maybe the way he didn't before for Ireland. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, particularly the second half. James had a big impact in the second half, but James is still finding his feet international level. I've said it before, there's nothing wrong with that. I felt it took me 20-25 international games really to get a feel for the group, the players I was working with, and I think James might be the same. Sometimes he can be a slow burner, but like all players and young at international level, he's learning his trade. But the signs were, very good in the second half, and James playing regularly for Everton, and we're delighted with James. James got a chance of being a really good player, but you got to give the boy a little bit of breathing space. Sometimes there's expectations on certain players. Other players can be under the radar and seem to get away with it, but there's certain players that fans or the media pick up on and seem to put a bit too much pressure on, I think. But the second half, he was very good against Poland, like a lot of the players were. It took us a while to get going, but we can't take as long to get started, certainly against England or against Scotland. But yeah, give James a bit of a breather. He's still a young lad, and this is from my own experience, and that's where I can talk from. I was playing for Ireland probably 20-25 games before I really felt, I can start running the show now.
Okay. Thank you, Roy.
Okay.
Thank you, Roy.